Gamers, what's up? How are we doing? Let's see. Everyone here loves this game. What's up, DZ? What's up, Ian? What's up, Aaron? How are we doing? Hashtag drawing. There's 2 voices? There's reverb? I think you might have my stream open twice. Or yeah, or you're cursed. It's one or the other, really. On your phone? I don't know. Did you share Miu's patron? I mean, I don't know. It's up to you whether you want it to be secret or not. Why do I? No. Why? Why do I know? These things. Where am I? Shiz. You have to do it? Okay. Am I emulating it? I don't know what you mean. What's that? I don't know. What's emulate? Emulate? Now it is time. Let our game begin. I'm not sure what that means. Emulate? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Emulsion. Oh, you're right. Would you like to resume from the point where you saved last? If you select yes, please do not turn the power off till the loading complete. Well, I don't have it. I don't have a last time, but sure, I guess. This game is fiction. All names, characters, and incidents portrayed in this production are fictitious. That's what you say. True. There's like a sticky splotch on my screen. Don't hit that out of context. Oh, the Nonary games? There's the first 2 games in one. Oh, interesting. That's you? Okay. Good to know. I'll avoid scratching it off for now then. How are you guys doing? How's everyone doing today? Oh my lord! You're right, DZ. I'm not going to. A loud noise startled Junpei awake and his eyes snapped open. As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. Ow! With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but he found himself groping at empty air. His balance lost and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold, gray floor. Oh, gosh dang it! God, what the hell? Junpei glared around the room, still trying to determine where he'd woken up. The fall had shaken the last cobwebs of sleep from his mind, and finally he understood where he'd fallen from. It was a bed. A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen, apparently from the topmost bunk. His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. He could feel a bump forming on his forehead where he'd slammed it against the low ceiling. I have no context on this guy yet. He wondered if that bump was the reason he felt his vision wavering a bit, but that seemed unlikely. At first, he thought the tremor that ran through his legs was another effect of his rude awakening, but as he looked around, he realized it was real. What's up, Kel? The whole room was shaking. Was it an earthquake? He wondered. It didn't seem likely. It was shaking far too quickly for an earthquake. Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was, if not an earthquake. He tried to tell himself it was important. Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. His balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. Man, this is really just like an escape, like a flash escape room, and muttered to himself, "Where am I?" His pain momentarily forgotten in the face of the confusion of his circumstances, Junpei looked around the room once again. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the tremor ceased. A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking. He felt the stomach tighten. There was 1,000 things the sound could have been, but none of the things he could think of were good. In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin that they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door. The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written 5. 5? What's this 5 mean? Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and a pull the same result. At least he tried both. A few more tries cemented the truth in Junpei's mind. It wouldn't open. It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader. It didn't take a genius to figure out that the odd-looking device was keeping the door shut. Junpei knocked hard on the door. More like pounded. "Hey, hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!" There was no response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door and stopped. What the hell is this? He wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he had never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display. It looked like nothing else so much as a watch, but it clearly wasn't that. After all, it showed only a single number. 5? That's the same as the door. True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what that might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new, and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over as if to remove the watch, but the other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There was a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps. He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, there might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing. Junpei was at a loss. What was he going to do? Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However, damn! It's no good. Damn thing won't come off. A steel ring ran from the face around Junpei's wrist and back into the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off any time in the near future. What the hell is the deal with this thing? Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode. Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? Why? What the hell happened to me? Oh. It was at that moment that he noticed the window. The window was round, rimmed and riveted brass, like a window from an early 20th century ship. What? Wait, am I in a ship? Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness. Junpei squinted, trying to see something. Anything. It was at that moment. Oh. What the? You gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here? Oh. A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment, Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst and water began to pour into the room. What the hell? God damn it! Junpei yelled and spun around, his feet slipping on the water already coming through the window. He ran for the door. Hey! Hey, anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something! There was no reply. As Junpei screamed and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor and rising quickly toward his knees. Things were not looking good for Junpei. Not good at all. Thanks, narrator. He needed to find a way out, and quickly. Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Oh, shiz. Seek a way out. You based a D&D puzzle on this room? Oh, let's go. Operations during an escape. During an escape, you can move to different parts of the room by touching the bottom screen. Since many areas require very exact selection, we recommend you use the stylus. Searching during an escape. During an escape, you can touch the background to search anywhere in the room. Areas you can investigate will be highlighted yellow the moment you touch them. Depending on the nature of the location you touch, you might find an item or a hint. Begin searching by touching places on the bottom screen. How to move. Touch the triangle icon on the bottom screen. I thought that was the game for a second. Doing so will change the viewing angle of the room and move you to different locations. You can do the same thing by pressing left, right, and down on the control pad. Bird's eye view. If you want to know where you are, touch X on the camera or touch X on the camera icon on the bottom screen. This will show you where you are and what direction you're facing. Thank you for the hydrate. Saving during an escape. Lots of tutorial at the front here. Put Junpei's large butt in the hole. Okay. Put head through hole, plugging up the water. Based an entire runaway train on several parts of this game. Ooh. Pressing start will allow you to save. If you want to quit, we recommend pressing start. Purpose of the escape. The purpose of each escape is to get out of the room. Really. How you do that depends on the room. You'll need to search all throughout the room to discover what you'll need to do to get out. Search for hints and items that may help you find a way out. Okay. It's okay, I need to like lower my DPI. This is like really sensitive. No dice. It's locked tight. Let's see if there's anything in the keyhole. A small keyhole. If I want to open the briefcase, I need to fill it up with a key. There's music. About items. During an escape, investigating certain parts of the room will allow you to obtain items. Once you've obtained an item, you'll be able to go to the item screen. Touching the L item on the top left will take you to the touch screen. While on the item screen, you will be able to investigate, hold, and combine items that you found. If you want to investigate an item you found, touch the icon for that item in the item screen, and then touch Search R in the top right corner of the bottom screen. Okay, the note's got triangles in red and triangles in blue. Okay. Who says need to fill it up in terms of a keyhole? Yeah, honestly, great question. Kind of weird. Investigate with an item. Touching an item while on the item screen will select that item. While an item is selected, touching L will return you to the room. Investigation screen. If you look down at the bottom left corner of the bottom screen, you should see the icon. This shows that you are holding the item. If you hold an item while investigating the room, you may trigger a reaction. Investigate suspicious areas with different items to see if anything happens. Pressing up on the control pad will select another item for you to hold. Okay. This keyhole got me acting unwise. An old picture frame. There's a picture of a ship in it. There's screws keeping the back on. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Can I flip it over? I guess I have to probably combine it with a screwdriver, right? There's a towel next to the sink. Anything in the sink? Doesn't seem there's anything hidden in the sink. This is the only drain in this room. A bulletin board. There's nothing on it. This is, as far as I can tell, a pole that is attached to the bed. That's kind of funny. Water just keeps pouring through the window. It's like a waterfall. I don't think shoving something into the window is going to stop the water. In other words, if I don't want to die, I need to find a way out of this room. I have to figure this out. It's a pipe. I know. I'll crawl into the pipe and find a way out. There's nobody here to make fun of my lame jokes. Man, this sucks. We are seeking a way out. Have I tried with the ladder yet? I have not. I just started. You heard Zero Escape and the scream lit up because hyperfixation, neuron activation. Let's go. GP was obsessed with me playing this game, so I'm glad so many people, so many other folks also want to see it. It's an old stove. Well, let's see if there's anything in here. Huh, looks like there is. A key? Yeah, there's a little blue key in the bottom of this pot. Odd. Okay, crazy thought. What if I combine this with the key to like take out the screws? Nope. Okay. Worth a shot. I think I might not use the controller. I might just use the touch screen. I've got it. If I pull up these sheets and shove them into the window, maybe that'll stop the water. All right, window, let's see how you like this. Shoot, that's not going to happen. There's way too much water coming through there. No way these sheets are going to be enough to plug up that window. I guess there's only one way I'm going to live through this. And that's by getting the hell out of this room. After all, there's not really anything else I can do. Nice save. Okay. Put the keyhole in here. Alright, let's see what happens if I put this blue key in the keyhole. And nothing. I guess I'm going to need some sort of code for the dial. Minigames. During an escape, your investigation may trigger one of several minigames. All operations for the minigames are done by touching the bottom screen. Some minigames will require you to manipulate something, while others will only require you to apply the right object or touch the right thing. That's what she said. Operation instructions. Touching the dial will cause it to move to the next number. Entering 4 numbers this way and then touch the key. Or enter 4 numbers this way and then touch the key. If the numbers are correct, it will unlock. If I try to go at 6969, no. I bet that's it, though. Never mind. There's only... it only lets you go up to 5. They thought about that. Damn it! Open, you stupid thing. I don't think it's gonna open if I whack it on the wall a couple times. Might make me feel better. I'm not gonna help, though. Alright, Junpei, don't freak out. Keep it cool and look around for some more clues. They knew. Yeah, definitely, yeah. For sure not using a controller. I can't see the bottom of the ladder. Oh man, the water's already up to the bottom of the bed. I gotta hurry this up. There's a pipe at the other end of the bed. There's nothing up top. I can keep looking until the cows come home. All I'm gonna find up here is that pillow. Damn it, isn't there anything else I can use? 5, huh? What does that mean? I guess that's a lever, huh? Maybe if I pull it. Well, it looks like pulling on the lever just makes a weird noise. Great. The light's still red and the display hasn't changed. Damn it, why the hell isn't this thing opening? The groove on the side of this thing looks like it's made to have a key card swiped through it or something like that. Maybe if I can find a card, I can unlock this thing. The juniper. The jumper. There's a ladder that goes from the floor to the ceiling so that you can get into all 3 bunks. Well, worst case scenario, I can just climb up there. Yeah, right. Like that's gonna work. I don't know if there's anything... There's a pair of simple chairs next to the table. The water's already up to the chair. Let's see. What can I do here? I use the key. Can I combine these 2 things? No. No. Oh, you can rotate stuff. It didn't tell me. So, okay, that's like one thing that I like, with all these tutorials, you would have thought they would tell me, like, hey, you can rotate stuff. Bro told me? When did bro tell me that? There's screws keeping the back of the picture frame on. Bro wasn't even paying attention. Okay. You guys are just lying to me. Note from bulletin board. Am I supposed to be able to like interact with this to like take the screws out? Nope. Nah, I need a thing? Okay, what does this mean? Triangle up, triangle down, triangle up, triangle down. This is the door to the stove. Well, it opens easily enough. Sure as the door to get out of here was that easy to open. Oh, here we go. Well, that solves the mystery of whether or not this stove has been used before. What's this? It looks red. Bro doesn't even know what a screwdriver is. Well, the screwdriver got those screws off easily enough, and here's the picture. Picture of an old cruise line. Oh, interesting. Okay, I see what I have to do. So the code is top left filled in. So that would be 7. Let me grab a piece of paper. I might need a piece of paper for these puzzles. Yoink. Get your notebook, children. All right, so that's going to be... What is that? That's going to be 7. Oh, I didn't mean to go back. Combining items. If you take 2 items you found and combine them, they may turn into something else. To do this, select an item on the item screen and touch X to combine on the top part of the bottom screen. Then select the second item and touch X, combining. If the 2 items can be combined, you will receive a new item. If they cannot be combined, nothing will happen. You cheated for every single room? Doesn't the DS have a note-taking feature? The DS does not allow you to close the game and reopen it. There is no sleep mode like there is on the original, on the 3DS. Fools. Okay, this doesn't let me combine it on its own, unfortunately. Okay, so this is going to be 7, right? So that's 7. 7, then it's down unfilled, which is 4. And then it's down filled, which is... What is that? 6? And brute force, one of the later ones? Psh. And that's what? That's 3? 7, 4, 6, 3. You guys are a bunch of cheaters. What is that? I guess I'm gonna have to find the right 4 numbers. Alright, let's give this another try. Operation instructions. Touching the dial. Okay, I already know this. I already know this. 7, 4, 6. Oh, shoot. Eh? 7, 4, 6, 3. Did I do the code wrong? Item. Oh. Man, it's really easy to click the wrong thing. Monster.
Huh?
Does the color have anything to do with it? Monster. Huh? Yeah, I timed that so it would actually time up with, like, line up with the GIF. Okay. Please phone a friend. Ivy's right there. You guys gotta chill out. I just started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So someone wrote a bunch of numbers and symbols on the back of the picture, huh? That's... Oh my gosh, dude. I really need to lower the sensitivity on my stylus. You should have been done this 10 minutes ago? Okay. Okay. That's 7. That's 4. That's 6. That's 3. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I'm missing some information. Third class cabin. Don't go beating a dead horse. What if I want to? This is totally a stove. Nothing inside, though. When I pull this curtain back. Aha! Oh ho ho! Here's your problem. It's just like the blue briefcase. Yet there's a lock on this one too, and it's not opening. Okay. It's a closet. There are some hangers on the pole. Okay. Nope. Let me out. Okay, I can't go into this, right? No. Is this true? It is true. That's a table. Water is pouring onto it like a little waterfall. I don't see anything useful there. What about this thing? Nope. There's little chairs there. Well, looks like we've got a light here and electricity. What about this thing? Aha! Whole nother room. Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it into his pocket. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him. His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself. Oh, it's a mirror. What's up with my face? His confusion was well justified. His face was drawn and pale, and the dark circles under his eyes made him look as though he was nearly dead. Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? Even as he said it, something in his mind opened and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. What's up with my face, dude? Inside was his apartment. A small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. That's not too bad. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months. It's like an escape room thriller kind of game, Sasa. He stepped inside and turned on the lights. The fluorescent lights on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life as if waking from a deep slumber. Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor, the jeans and t-shirt he'd worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however. There was a breeze. Breaths of cold night air wafted into his apartment, carrying the smells of autumn with them. The white curtains framing his window swayed gently in the wind. Huh. That's weird. Did I leave that open? Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he'd closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out and looked around. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary. Junpei shrugged. He must have just left it open earlier. He closed the window. You hate the smell of inside and outside air combined? Then it happened. Oh. Chibi, what was your obsession with like death games where like you get like kidnapped and then like you're forced to like survive, like die or survive? What's up with like everyone's obsession with these kinds of games? Junpei turned and found himself face to mask with a man dressed in all black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask. His face was entirely hidden. Junpei tried to scream, but all he could manage was a strangled croak. He tried to step toward the man, but his legs could no longer support his weight. When am I playing Danganronpa? I'm down. Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. Tear gas! Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. A small object, shaped distressingly like a grenade, sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind begin to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision. So what I should do for this? Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen. A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. Okay, rasping. It was cold and harsh and distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on. You are going to participate in a game. No ordinary game. It is a game you will put your life on the line. That was the last thing Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him. The masked man faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist. That's right, that guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. As to who the man was or might have been, Junpei had no idea. Indeed, he wasn't even sure that his assailant had been a man. The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak. Who was the man in the mask? You have been chosen. Junpei remembered that much, but what it might mean, that was beyond him. Ignore my Xbox controller, that's just, from the stream. Junpei had no idea where he was or why he was there. There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important. You are going to participate in a game. The no-narrative game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line. The no-narrative game, huh? What the hell is a no-narrative game? Gosh dang it! With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. There's nothing left on the mirror. Okay, well now I've got the red key. So I could maybe do the red chest now? Maybe this is the password for this guy? Since there's black borders, I bet it can become bigger. Then I would have to adjust them for everything. No. In fact, it's not doing anything at all. Well, alright, I take that back. I guess I can move the dial now. So it looks like I'm going to have to put in the right numbers and then turn the key. The right numbers and then turn the key. I do that, this thing should pop right open. Guys, it's not as easy as you think it is in OBS. Let's give it a shot. Operation instructions. Touching the dial will cause it to move to the next number. Okay. Yeah, guys. That's not right either. 0101. I think it should have if I put the right numbers in and turn the key. Wait, I wonder. So it's repeating it. Is the key 7? Oh, is the key 7474 maybe? If it tells me one more time, I'm gonna lose my mind. I understand how to input the numbers. No, okay. I was thinking because it has 0101, that maybe that was supposed to be the key. I'm guessing I need some more information. I'm trying to think of what I haven't looked at in the room. The right security code. Get me out of here. It's gonna be faster for me to look for clues. Plugging random numbers is just gonna get me nowhere fast. I just have to find the right number and turn the key. Then that briefcase should open. Let me oh my gosh. I don't know if I can hit that in here, actually. There's some pipes at the other end of the bed. I might have to use my controller for that. No, I guess I can't use the button right now. I don't think it's available. Okay. So we got 5. So somebody did a big red 5 on the door. What else is there for me to look at? There's nothing on top of the shelf. There's a towel next to the sink. A bulletin board. There's nothing on it. Picture of an old cruise liner. Pulls part of the bed. See. I can't do anything with this. Is there anything more in here? Nothing much here, nothing down there. And I can't go to these. Can't do anything with the hangers. Can I do anything more with this in the back? Old stove. Pop that open. Totally stove, nothing more inside. Nothing more inside of that. There's some pipes at the other end of the bed. We're at the middle bunk. There's nothing useful here. There's a blue briefcase on top of the bed. Slender goes up to the top bunk. Can't open these drawers. Gosh, man. Quit doing things I don't want you to do, Junpei. Please. All I can see from down here is the top side of the bunk. It's pretty high up there. The ladder goes up to the top bunk. Hey, can you go up there? Huh. Damn, nothing here. I can't bring myself to call this a bed. It feels like a board with a sheet on it. It's pretty flat. Aha! Okay. Here we go. Got the other piece of the puzzle. So red is going to be 7 to 4. Yippee! And that's going to be 8. Oh, I just pressed fast forward somehow. That's space. On my original 3DS console. Sorry, 2DS. I mean F. F5. That's 5. Yeah, okay, it's in order. That's 5. 7, 4, 8, 5. Right? Yes, and then blue is going to be hard blue, so that's 0. 0, 2. 6, 3. Yeah. Okay. Sheep, did you have to cheat on this room too? Oh, shiz. I'm about to cheat because I'm tired of seeing this stupid effing thing. Okay. Okay, actually, this is supposed to be 0. This is the blue one. Oops. 0, 2, 6. I was just curious if Sheepy had to cheat. Alright, let's see if these numbers work. I turn to the key and... Hey, looks like it's working. Yes! Alright, let's open it up. Yes! It opened. Looks like there's something in here. Sheepy literally had to cheat on this puzzle when they were a kid. What is this? A file? File screen. If you find any documents or notes during an escape, the information on them will be available from the file screen. To open the file screen, touch File in the top right of the bottom screen. Once at the file screen, select files by touching them. Or by pressing something on the control pad? If you touch Search, the contents of the file you selected will be displayed on the upper screen. Alright, let's see what's in this file. Digital roots. Let's see here. Compute a digital root with the following steps. First, add all the numbers in question to one another. If you end up with something greater than a single-digit number, add the digits to one another. For instance, if you have a double-digit number, add the number in the tens place to the number in the ones place. Keep adding digits in this manner until you have a single-digit answer. That final single digit is your digital root. Example, the digital root of 6, 7, 8 would be, so 6 plus 7, that would be 10, 13, then you add 1 and 3 together, so that would be 4 plus 8, 12, then you add 1 and 2, which would be 3. Therefore, the digital root of 6, 7, 8 is 3. Example, the digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 would be 3, 6, 10, 1, 0, 1. Therefore, the digital root of 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1. I see. So I just keep adding numbers until I get a single-digit number. Oh, looks like there's something on the back of this thing. A notebook, a pen, a calculator, and a stack of key cards. Huh. You do 6 plus 6 equals 1. 5 plus 5 plus 3 for 6 plus 7. Yeah, I think I just split it up into smaller numbers. This is 999, huh? I don't think I want to combine this with anything. I break it into simpler numbers usually that I can just know at a glance what the addition for is. New material has been added to the file screen. Calculator. The calculator screen can be used during an escape or during a novel sequence. During an escape, you can access it by pressing the Y. This will open the calculator screen. To operate the calculator screen, touch the bottom screen. When using the calculator, the numbers on top are your calculations, and the numbers on the bottom are your answer. The calculator can also calculate a digital root, which will be important to the progression of the story. Okay. Emmy was born with a calculator. My humongous brain. Oh my gosh, I really don't understand why I think I need to know this every single time. 7, 4, 8, 5. Yes, I unlocked it. It's opening. Aha. 111999. Nope. There's nothing left in the briefcase. Okay. These cards with numbers on them. I'm pretty sure this is where I'm supposed to use them. Alright, let's slide the card and see if it works. And... Huh? It's not working. Why? Damn it! No, that's right. I still have cards I haven't used. Damn it, not again! There aren't any more cards in here. I've only got one other hint. Of course, the files! That file says something about a digital root. Digital root. The digital roots, huh? What am I supposed to do with... There's a 5 on that door. Do I have to get a digital root of 5? I'm not really sure about this. Whatever, it's worth a shot. Let's see if this works. I'll just slide the cards that give me the digital root of 5 through the reader. Touch 3 cards to select them. I see. The digital root of the selected cards will be displayed on the top screen. Touching reset will deselect all currently selected cards. After you've selected 3 cards, touch the device. I see. So, okay, how do I get 5? I could just do 1, 2, and 3. Oh, no, that's not quite right. Has to be 3 cards add up to 5. 7 and 6 would be 4, then I could just do 1. There we go. Alright, I think this is gonna work. There we go. That's a new noise. Huh? Did it just unlock? Oh, the light was red and now it's blue. No doubt about it. There's nothing keeping me in here now. Time to go. Oops. I don't need to screw around with that thing anymore. I need to get out of this room fast. The only door in and out of this room is right next to the weird device. Okay, let me out, dude. Oh, it's just having Resident Evil looking stuff. You found it. Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall. Gasping to catch his breath, he looked around. He was in a narrow hallway. The water that had followed him out of the room was rapidly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the foot of the short flight of stairs. Just 5 steps, in fact. And at the top of the short staircase. Oh, a door! Another door! Junpei leapt up the stairs straight for the door. The door burst open and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw? Oh, what the hell? His voice trailed off, and all he could do was stare. Ooh. Am I on like the Titanic or something? A polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising up from the edges, each one of them equidistant from the others. The stairs and pillars were solid wood, and Art Nouveau establishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion from the early 1900s. Junpei couldn't help but wonder, was he really in a ship? The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that yes, he was. As he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathering speed as it moved towards the stairs. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally a Wait, what the hell? A wave? Shit, I gotta get out of here! I gotta get out of here! Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and ran toward the tremendous staircase in front of him. C deck. B deck. As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship. He took the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself, just as he began to wonder where in fact the stairs did lead. Oh! Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eye. Okay, now tell me, what in God's name is up with this lady? He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. Oh, I know who Sheepy's favorite character is. And on the right side, 3 more. It's the pink girl here. All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they had been on their way down the stairs. They'd stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there, staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? The guy with white hairs is dressed very 2000s, it's so true. This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei, and time began to move again. Yes, there's another one of us now. The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little, and her prestigious jewelry a little more. Hey you, come on! Hurry! With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and toward the doors behind him. The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman. The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. I feel like I've seen this guy before. He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering, "Huh, one of us, huh?" Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of gray in his hair. His composure and shock of hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion. He's my favorite? Yeah, I figured as much. You mean wait, this guy? The big guy? Or Silver? You lost your microphone? I don't know what to tell you about that. Gotta be somewhere over there, unless Suki stole it. White hair guy? Oh, okay. This guy's got gray hair. Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open. The next to speak was a girl with pink hair and a high voice. Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry! Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he were sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene, and he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had always imagined a prince would be like. That's 9 of us then. All of the cards are in hand. What does all of the cards are in hand mean, he wondered. Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other man had meant, but the girl with pink hair pushed past him and they were gone. He turned just in time to see 2 more people running towards him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. Oh, it's me. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man. The scrawny one said nothing and scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something. Hey, what the hell are you just standing there for? Didn't you hear him? The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Got it? Now go! Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside a fly, the man shoved him out of the way. Whoa! Thrown off balance by the man and recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward. Emmy, show it on stream or you will not be getting any engagement or commentary from me or jokes? Well, I mean, if that's all I get. No, I'm just kidding. Hold on, let me show it. I have to use that. It means I have to set. Oh my lord, you guys. This is so fucking stupid, GP. This is so stupid. Oh my effing lord. All right, let's see here. VTubers, Ivy VTuber. This is so dumb. Do that. And I gotta come here. And I gotta change all this stuff around. Hold on. I'm gonna take off my VTuber for a sec. This is open mouth. Eyes open, mouth open. Dude, this is so stupid. Wait, eyes open, mouth open. This is so stupid. I can't get over how stupid this is. Holy shiz. Okay, change image. I did make an Ivy ping tuber redeem. How do I... that one save over. Okay, cool. Blue Ivy. Okay. What you guys wanted. What's up, gamers? I'm not gonna move it to a different position because then Emmy's gonna be off, okay? I don't think you guys understand that the stuff has to be set up in a very specific way. This is so stupid. All right. There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. You guys are gonna be the death of me. And thank you for the sub, Ian. NB Trash Goblins. Welcome to the Grove, NB Trash Goblins. Thank you for the gift sub, actually. Wow. Okay, fine. Let me do this. And this one, Ivy VTuber. Oh wait, why did I change both of them? Not this one. I want you to duplicate it. Duplicate it. Thank you. Thank you. You'll never stop laughing at it. This music is effing banger, dude. Are you happy? You happy now? The door on the right had a 4. And the door on the left had a 5. They're the same. The guy Junpei had decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself. The room woke up and had a number on the door, just like that. You too, eh? With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver. My cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in this rather grand room, full of stairs as I suspected the rest of you. It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once. Me too. I did too. Yeah, a door with a number on it. It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved a puzzle to escape. They'd all ended up in the same room. Almost as though they'd been guided there. Yes, we all saw the same thing, and that's not important. We need to hurry. You think I don't know that, lady? Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running. He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However, fuck, it's not opening. This damn thing won't even budge. This is like a very, very expletive game. Wow. Move. You're in the way. The mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps back and threw himself out the door. Once. Twice. 3 times. 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself out the door again. Junpei turned toward door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box. It looked just like the one that he'd seen in his room next to that door. If it was the same, then this door was likely locked as well. Still, he had to check. Junpei grabbed a handle and threw all of his weight into it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he'd suspected. Damn it! Junpei punched the door. It did not respond. This is the best ping tuber ever. That single white pixel? What's single white pixel? Is my PNG tuber not perfect? It's just when you talk. Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I see it actually, yeah. Were these the only doors, he wondered? He'd barely finished the thought when the sea deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang, unbidden, to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back toward the stairs. He had scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. He wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew. He knew he'd met her before. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested that she'd seen him before as well. Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly toward her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she was held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook a second time. Ah! The quake caught the girl unprepared, and she fell. Oh, shut up. Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her. Or so he thought. Okay, never mind. This is appropriate. Her face was far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own. He was flat on his back, and she had slanted squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did, and her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last, the girl opened her mouth. Oh my gosh, is that you, Jumpy? Jumpy, Jumpy. Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memory returned. Akane? Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl was Akane Kurashiki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years. But what was she doing on the ship? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he'd thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment, he sprang a massive erection. A speaker crackled to life, and a cold, eerie voice filled the room. Welcome aboard. I welcome you all from the bottom of my heart to this, my vessel. With the voice's invasion, the spell between Junpei and Akane was broken, and all hints of burgeoning romance instantly forgotten. They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. Their semi-companions had heard the voice as well. Many of their faces had gone pale. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. I am Zero, the captain of the ship. I am also the person who invited you here. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static, but Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it? It was the same voice he had heard from the man in the gas mask. Hey, asshole, what the hell is this? Come on, get out here. Come on out here. I want to get a look at you. What do you mean to do to us? I mean to have you participate in a game. Some of you I know are familiar with this game, the Known Every game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line. Known Every game? What the hell's that? The voice continued, implacable. The rules of the Known Every game can be found upon your persons. They are simple rules. Read them. Known Every game? Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out. Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pocket of his pants. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal of creaming in his pants upon seeing Akane. Hey, I got one too. Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace each of us with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man? His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he'd been asked. On this ship, you will find a handful of doors emblazoned with numbers. We will call them the numbered doors, or we will call them the numbered doors. The doors in front of you are a pair of the same. The key to opening these numbered doors are the numbered bracelets that each of you possess. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Only those who have opened the door may pass through. There are, however, limits. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. Bracelet, Junpei figured out, had to mean the bulky thing on his wrist. He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well, and had come to much the same conclusion. So this was where Nintendo got the idea for the bracelets that you use in Nintendo Land, huh? The purpose of the game is simple. Leave the ship alive. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. Junpei had reached the end of the letter. There was a long moment of silence, and then the speaker crackled to life once more. There is one last thing I must tell you. As you have no doubt surmised, the ship has begun to sink. On April 14th, 1912. Aha! It is the Titanic. The famous ocean liner Titanic crashed into an iceberg. After remaining afloat for 2 hours and 40 minutes, it sank beneath the waters of the North Atlantic. I will give you more time. 9 hours. That is the time you will be given to make your escape. The voice finished and the speaker went silent. The sound of a bell tolled and echoed through the hallway. It came from the dance hall adjacent to the stairwell. It took those assembled on the stairs mere moments to trace the sound to an antique clock embedded in the wall. 7, 8, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came. That meant the time was 9 o'clock. Most likely 9 o'clock in the evening. When Junpei had peered out the window of his cell, he'd seen nothing but blackness. It had to be nighttime. If that was the case, then they would need to escape by 6 a.m. the following day. Now it is time. Let our game begin. I wish you all the best of luck. The speaker went silent and did not speak again. I get like Squid Game vibes from this. Silver yelled at the speaker with language coarse enough to embarrass a sailor, but the rest of Junpei's companions were silent, deep in thought. Junpei too was consumed by his thoughts. There was a great deal he didn't understand. Who was Zero? What was the Nonary game? Why had he chosen to make them part of it? Was he a criminal who took delight in playing with his victims? Or did he have some other purpose? And why had Junpei been chosen as part of this insane game? Was that the deal that if Ian gave a sub, then I had to use the Ivy Tuber the whole time? Why had any of them been chosen? But one question was foremost on his mind. Akane. They hadn't seen one another since elementary school. You'll take back your sub? Well, what do you'd be taking away the sub from who was it? From NB Trash Goblin, which is a great name. Why had she appeared now? Coincidence? No, that seemed impossible. There had to be a reason. He didn't know what it might be, but there had to be a reason. Very well. The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence. Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think? Get moving? Are you planning to open the numbered doors? Hey, wait! Don't tell me you're actually going to do what this Zero says. No, that's not what I mean. The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed. I'm saying, let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet. What? Their separate investigations finished. All 9 people returned to where they'd left one another. The result of all their work was nothing. Iron Wild streams. You know, maybe I'll make it like if you gift a sub, then you can choose to have Ivy come on screen. They were completely sealed in. Their hard work had not gone completely to waste, however. They had learned a number of things as they'd scored the parts of the ship they could reach. It seemed that they were confined to decks A through C. C deck was as far down as they would be able to go, however. The reason being that D deck was completely submerged. Strangely, however, the water had risen no higher than D deck. The flow seemed to have been stopped somehow, as evidenced by the surface of the water on D-deck, which was smooth as glass. The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it. Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours. Then you're saying we won't sink till then? Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking. There were 3 middle doors on C-deck. A single door stood off to the side with 2 more on the wall facing the central staircase. None of them had numbers or verification devices. They were, however, locked like the other doors. No matter how much they pushed and shoved, the doors refused to move. The mountain and the lion threw themselves against them a few times, but to no avail. The door in the back had a keyhole. Should be a point reward? Okay, but it'd be temporary then. Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot. There were 2 other doors on C-deck as well, but it was clear they were elevators as each had a button next to it with an upside-down triangle. They tried pushing the button. No response. Apparently there was no power running to the elevators. Oops. To the left of the elevator doors was a card reader. The card reader also had a strange mark on it. That's a astrological symbol, right? Isn't that like Gemini? Looks like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the H. It could also be like Wa. Junpei stared at it for a while. This is the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol. Then the mark on the other door. I think that was the sun symbol. They had seen the same symbols on A-deck. Akane's a knower. That's a medal from Opus Magnum? There was a door on either side of the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it. This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator and the vertical one represents the prime meridian. Junpei looked up at the ceiling. There was a great circle cut in it, perhaps for a skylight or a glass dome, but it had been filled with a gargantuan metal plate. The metal looked very solid. Anything short of an explosive charge was unlikely to damage it. There were several windows along both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates. In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere. Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up. Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them. Then the mountain spoke. You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles. The prince did not agree. No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, 2 of them at least. You mean the number doors? All eyes turned toward the doors with numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense. Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that. The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block them. We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do. Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once. The answer sounded like Luigi? Really? I agree. I don't. That is a terrible idea. You should keep going. Are you saying I'm saying she sounds like Luigi? Like my voice sounds like Luigi? Or like I should make her sound like Luigi? We don't have any other way to open any of these doors. You should just wait. Someone's bound to come find us. We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, ship is going to sink. Clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. Their arguments grew more and more intense until people were shouting and screaming at one another. Hey, it's me, Luigi. My brother, Mario. Junpei had remained silent, but at last he could take no more. Hey, shut up! They fell silent and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch. Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do. What's that? We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. Oh, you can go back in time. That's nice. I want to know who you guys are. Who you are, where you come from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too. They were silent. Some of them looked the other way or bit their lip or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane. I agree. I think Jumpy is right. Jumpy? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei. She pointed toward Junpei. We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school. Wait, stop. Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in? Would that be bad? Hell yeah, it would. We don't know much about that, how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had him to get us to do stuff, you know? But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names. Alright then, why don't we have a code names? To him, apparently, it seemed like the obvious solution. Code names? Yeah, we'll just pick something. Like, I'll be 7. 7? 7? Why are you 7? It seemed a fair question. The mountain stuck out his left arm. Because his bracelet number says 7. Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea. He smirked. Alright, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, San means 3, so I'll be Santa. You know, like Santa Claus. Fits, don't you think? And your bracelet number? Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa. Just like the mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3. Santa's my favorite number. Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate. I'll be Lotus then. As I'm sure you all know, it has 8 petals. Which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8. I would appreciate it if you would call me Snake. My bracelet number is 2. Since Ace has chosen cards, then I choose dice. Snake eyes. Clearly. Which is particularly relevant given that I am blind. Oh! Blind? Really? He kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which I suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. You think Snake will be my favorite character? Oh. Everyone seemed a little nervous at the prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it. There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink hair. Wait, is there an anime for this? I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover? Good luck, right? Oh, the remakes have voice acting, okay. Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. Should I have played the remakes? Face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They'd come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet. Alright, my number's 5, so my code name is gonna be... Why have one? Not like there's any point to it now. The dancer cut him off in mid-sentence. I mean, we all know your name already. You're Junpei. Oh. Lol, what a loser. They all nodded. Akane stepped forward, nervously. Then you should all call me by my name, too. Because, I mean, it doesn't seem fair to Jumpy. You think it's not cool for you to hide your name after you told us his? Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do something. What's your bracelet number? It's 6. She hesitated for a moment, then held out her left hand. As she'd claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought, alright then, why don't we call you June? June? Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year. So you're June. Jumpy. Akane kneaded her hands and looked up at Junpei, uncertain. He smiled back at her, reassuringly. Are you good with that? She thought about it for a few more minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod. Always made you uncomfortable? Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head. As much as I don't mind reading a bunch of stuff, but like it is a lot. Like I'm reading a lot. I do like voice acting, but 1 was Ace. 2 was Snake. 3 was Santa. 4 was Clover. 5 was Junpei's number. I like how they said that. Akane was 6, and Junpei had given her the codename of June. 7 was 7. Wait. And 8 was Lotus. I forgot he just chose the number 7. I forgot about that. That meant that 8 of them, including Junpei, had revealed their bracelet numbers. But there was still 1 person left. Oh, I forgot about this guy. He was a man with the glasses and hair like a bird's nest. He hadn't said anything since they'd met on the stairs, and he didn't look like the sort of person who was inclined to conversation. His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously. "What number are you?" He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants. "Hey, I'm talking to you." The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper. "Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here, and you know who numbers 1 through 8 are. I'm the only one left." "So you're 9? Yeah." He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously. "What's your code name?" "Code name? What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too." I don't need one." "Why not?" "Because I'm not going to stay here with you." He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust. "Got some sort of plan?" "I do." "Yeah? What's that?" "You sure you want to know?" "Yeah?" All right. I should show you. I'm going to do this." By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist. "Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing?" Silver, Santa, leapt forward toward Clover and the 9th man. He was halfway there when... "Stay back!" Suddenly, the man's hand dove into his pocket. "Why's he got a knife?" He came back up with a knife. A pocket knife. He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck. "If you get any closer, I'll cut her open." Santa skidded to a halt. He snarled at the scrawny man with the knife and gritted his teeth. "Yes, that's right." The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking the collar of his shirt. "Clover, are you all right?" The prince, Snake's voice, sounded oddly concerned. "Yeah, I'm fine." Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing. "What the hell are you trying to do?" "I told you, this is my plan." "What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch?" "Don't worry, I'm not going to do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to do, I'll let her go." He started to move backwards, slowly, keeping his grip on Clover. Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced quickly and spoke. "Got you hollering? Let's go." "Verify." "Huh?" "The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall?" "Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part." "What if I don't?" The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke. "Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Just do it now." He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard. Slowly, she stretched her left hand out toward the device. Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she found the circular panel. It made a cold, electronic noise, and on the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared. That's how it works, Junpei thought to himself. By placing one's palm on what the ninth man had called the scanner panel, the user's bracelet number could be entered into the device. Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open. Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5. The ninth man seemed to know a little more about the device's operation than he should. How had he known exactly what to do? Good, you're done. Next. His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally, they stopped on the lion, Ace. You, right? You're the one with the number 1 bracelet, right? Yes, I am. So? Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her? Okay. Just calm down. Ace held up his hands, palm out. The ninth man jerked his chin toward the device. It's okay. Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved toward the device. I like voice acting. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it. Aaron, why did you say this version of the game was better, out of curiosity? What did you like about it? More than the remake. Now, verify. Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again and a second asterisk appeared. Now the device had Clover and Ace's numbers. 4 and 1. 4 plus 1 equals 5. The same as the number written on the door, but it wouldn't open just yet. Oh, I see. Only 3 to 5 people can pass through one number door. The door needed at least one more person. Who would that be? Get back! His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back. No, farther! More than that! Go all the way back! Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The ninth man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile. That was when Junpei understood his plan. Clover's 4 and Ace's 1, added to the ninth man's 9. 4 plus 1 plus 9 equals 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. In other words... Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare. He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. A third asterisk appeared on the screen. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. The door opened with a heavy, metallic groan. He let go of Clover. Wait! Junpei leapt toward the ninth man, but he wasn't fast enough. The man shoved Clover. Ah! And hopped through the door. Okay, have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye. He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. Yeah, I could do that. I might look into it and see what it's like. What kind of features are like built just for the DS that I miss out on though? I feel like it wouldn't be that bad on PC because I'm sure you can click with the mouse right on PC. The door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal. Clover, are you all right? Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor. Yeah, I'm fine. She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there, leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support. Junpei ran to the door. The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled. They grunted and strained, but... Shit! It won't budge. That was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet. Well, thank goodness I'm playing it on a DS, then. Do you hear something? Like what? Like some sort of beeping? Junpei pressed his ear against the cold middle of the door. The others did the same. You're right, I can hear it too. What is it? Then they heard something else. Format is a little jankier on PC, and you either have to miss all the narration on the bottom screen or have a slightly awkward showing of all text. Like the DS, I say? Conflicting opinions. Oh, so welcome in, Cerule. Cerule? You prefer Nexus? Cerule? You wouldn't want to say what it is lacking in, but the port doesn't diminish the gameplay. It's just a very unique and charming aspect of the original. Okay. It was the ninth man. Shit! Why isn't it stopping? Gosh damn it! You lied! Lied? This wasn't supposed to happen. This is wrong. This is wrong! His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another. Sevrul? Okay. Welcome in. What is happening in there? Oh, open the door, please. I'm begging you. Help me. Please get me out of here. Get me out of here. Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his hand on the scanner panel. Nothing happened. Why didn't it register him? He looked at the display where the asterisks had shown up. It said engaged. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no time left. Listen, I was lied to. He lied to me. He put me in here. It was him. He killed me. It was him. Oh. F off. F off. The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room. He died to a fart. In that silence, the electronic tone that echoed across the room sounded as loud as a gunshot. All eyes turned toward it. It had come from the device mounted next to the door. The display changed from engaged to vacant. Let's see if we can open it. Seven, the mountain, swallowed hard. Junpei nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel. The device had registered Junpei's bracelet number, 5. His was not enough, however. At least 2 more people were needed. Junpei asked, which pair? Whose favorite character should I bring with me? I can't bring Sheepy's favorite. Snake and 7. Sheepy, you did say you thought Snake would be my favorite, Sheepy. So should I bring Snake or should I do Santa and June? Bring Snake? Let me save really quick, actually. No. Sheepy's favorite was I forget her name. Clover, that's right. I'll do Snake and 7. Snake 7, you think you could give me a hand here? The pun was a little too on the nose, but the mood was still grim. Both Snake and 7 lifted their left hands silently. Slowly, each of them placed their hand on the scanner panel. 5 plus 2 plus 7 equals... I love how it like shows you the math every time. As if I couldn't like... as though I couldn't do the math myself. They'd fulfilled the conditions. If they were to pull the lever on the side... I'm sure somebody's favorite man is the 9th man. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna open it. Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. Now, it's not me. Certainly not me. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying a stench that nearly made them gag. Junpei grimaced and put a hand over his mouth. Oh my god. God. Notice an A shuddered. 7 grunted. Whoa, that's pretty bad. Even Santa's voice shook. blew up. It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. Oh! Ah! The shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left her and she dropped. As Junpei turned to catch her, the door groaned shut. I'm really bad at like sheer shrills. Apologies for that. She crumpled to the floor. You might be someone's favorite color now? True. June, you okay? Junpei dropped to his knees and put his arm around her shoulders. That was when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. It was radiating intense heat. Just ready for me to mate with her. What the hell? Where'd this fever come from? June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax, and her whole body began to shake. Alright, let's just rest for a minute, okay? Think you can walk? She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair. This is not that kind of game. Here we go. As gently as he could, he set her down on it. How are you feeling? Are you alright? She nodded, and as she did, a single huge tear rolled down the side of her face. Why did this happen? Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief and choked by sobs. Why did this happen? Junpei spun around. Do any of you know what the fuck is going on here? Who's Zero? What's this no-nary game? Come on, anybody? Anything. What the hell is going on? What are we doing here? No one spoke. Ace, Snake, Santa, Clover, Seven, and Lotus. They simply stood there. 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines for mouths. Okay, I was confused. They didn't go through the door. Okay, I was confused. I was like, how are they still talking to each other? Why is she crying big blobs instead of streams of droplets? Is she diseased? That's probably why she has a fever, yeah. June's body shook with silent sobs. They slowed as the minutes ticked by, and eventually they stopped. Is she stupid? Who? June? Then suddenly, in the cold, heavy silence that had enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. The clock in the central hall. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. It was burned an hour, and then on the 10th ring, it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence. External meme, sorry. How dare you? No, it's okay. It's 10 o'clock then. Ace said what each of them had been thinking. That means it's been an hour since Zero's little announcement. Seven's deep voice echoed across the room. Fuck! I've had enough of this crap! Santa leapt to his feet, his fists clenched. How long are we gonna pussyfoot around like this? We've only got 8 hours until this time limit Zero was going on about is up. Let's get going already. Go! Go! Santa's outburst fell on deaf ears. No one seemed to agree with him. Well, he's right. They stared back at him, their eyes blank and their faces tired. Finally, Lotus spoke. No, I refuse. I'm not going to end up like him. Him? You mean the 9th man? Of course. Who else? In his mind's eye, Junpei saw the corpse again. Dark, reddish-black pool of blood. The scattered pieces of flesh. This is a more like... I don't know, this is kind of horror. I would consider this like horror. It's kind of like, it's pretty fucked up, I'll say that much. Organs strewn across the floor like the blossoming of a grotesque flower. The explosion that had torn through his body had been powerful. The 9th man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Junpei suspected the detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed and the other half was covered in blood. Most of his abdomen had been emptied, either by the explosion or by gravity. He had landed on his back, and stark white ribs jutted up out of his chest, like the legs of some sort of macabre crab. Dr. Beba. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach. I think he just screwed up. Eyebrows went up, and Santa continued. He probably set off some sort of trap, and that killed him. I'm not gonna screw up like that. I'm getting out of here alive. Whatever Snake was laughing at, Santa did not find particularly humorous. What's so gosh damn funny? Oh, my apologies. You were just so very confident. I couldn't help myself. What the fuck? I think you've mistaken the situation. Huh? The ninth man's death. It had nothing to do with the trap, or at least not the sort of trap you imagine it did. Then he broke one of Zero's rules. That was why he died. Quite simple if you think about it. You still don't... all right. How about you take a moment and think back to what Zero said? Specifically, what did he say about the number of people? He said only 3 to 5 people can pass through one numbered door. Right? And after that, you've forgotten the relevant part. What did Zero say? Santa furrowed his brow and thought. Junpei thought back. Zero said, that everyone who verified had to go. All those who enter must leave, and all who enter must contribute. Right? I think it was something like that. Whatever it was, it means that groups of less than 3 or more than 5 can't go through. That's correct. A gold star for you, Junpei. Snake inclined his head toward Junpei. The ninth man, however, broke that rule. He tried to pass through a numbered door by himself. That was why he was executed. And Zero's watching us from somewhere? Making sure we don't break any rules? Oh, I'm not so sure of that. Why not? Because his execution system is entirely automatic. You didn't notice. There's no need for him to monitor us. What do you mean? Snake looked at Seven with what could only be described as pity and sighed. Very well. I see it must be me who tells you. I've waited long enough, I suppose. I'd hoped Zero might spare me the trouble, but that seems increasingly unlikely. He couldn't see them, of course, but perhaps Snake sensed the confused eyes upon him. When Ace spoke, he gave words to everyone else's thoughts. Do you know something? Well, I know a great many things, but yes. What is it you know? Here. Snake removed a card from the pocket of his jacket. With a flourish, he presented it to Ace, who took a close look at it and spoke. Come on now, what's the point of giving me this? Give me that! Santa snatched the card from Ace, but his expression of disgust quickly turned to one of confusion. Huh? The hell is this? Seven tugged it out of Santa's hands. Huh, I see. The card went from Seven to Lotus, from Lotus to June, and finally to Junpei. He looked at it and understood. This is Braille. Braille, the written language of the blind. The card was covered with small, embossed bumps. Junpei could recognize it, but he certainly couldn't read it. Sorry, guys, I can't read this. Junpei handed the card back to Snake, who nodded at him with a small smirk. Okay, that was fun. What's so important about that card? I found it in my pocket. I can only assume it is a message from Zero. From Zero? A message? What does it say? Suddenly, everyone was crowding around Snake, desperate to hear what the message said. Santa especially looked as if he were about to grab hold of Snake and shake the answers from him. Smirks. Snake raised his hand. Calm down now. No need to panic. You don't need to force me. I'll read it. Junpei swallowed hard and waited for him to start. He was not the only one. Presently, Snake began to read, his voice calm. His fingers glided over the tiny bumps as he spoke. Bracelet number 2. Since you are not blessed with sight, I shall bless you and only you with information. I shall tell you of the function of the red, of the dead, and of the bracelet. The red is the recognition device. It will verify your number. Beside every numbered door, you will find a red. The dead is the deactivation device. It is exactly what it says. Once you have passed through the numbered door, you must use the dead to stop the detonator in your bracelet. But perhaps you are wondering, what does this detonator detonate? I am afraid this may be something of a surprise. Kidnapper believes in equity-based kidnapping. I have placed a small bomb inside of you and the people whom you are about to meet. You swallowed it while you were unconscious. I have no doubt that by the time you read this note, the bomb will have passed your stomach and found its way to your small intestine. In other words, you will be unable to regurgitate it. I suggest you do not try. Nice. As I mentioned before, the bracelet on your left hand contains a detonator. Think of it as a remote fuse or timer for the bomb in your body. There is only one condition which will cause it to detonate. That condition is that you enter a numbered door. Once you have done so, the timer will activate no matter who you may be. You will have 81 seconds. If, after that time, the detonator has not been deactivated, it will send a signal to the bomb in your body, instructing it to explode. In order to deactivate the detonator, every person who verified the number at the red must also verify their numbers at the dead. Once all numbers have been verified by the dead, you need only pull the lever at its side and the countdown will cease. Anyone who does not verify their number at the red will find themselves unable to verify their number at the dead. That is to say, if you should pass through a numbered door without first verifying your number at the red, in 81 seconds, you will be dead. You must also keep in mind that the numbered doors will close automatically after 9 seconds have passed. So long as the door is open, the dead will not function. You would do well to remember this. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. There is no other way to remove your bracelet. If you attempt to force it off or disable the detonator, the bomb within you will immediately explode. This is all the information which I can impart to you. How you choose to use it is for you to decide. If used wisely, you can eliminate those who might be a danger to you. For a time, you would be able to control your fate. I wish you the best of luck. DEA activation. Which one of these motherfuckers steps their heart long enough to get theirs off or some BS? That's a good question. That's some like ninja stuff. Poop it out? I think you would have to, it would be, you can't poop it out that fast. It takes too long. Snake finished reading and carefully returned the card to his pocket. The message had been lengthy, but its meaning was clear. Only those who verified their numbers at the red could pass through the numbered doors. Teams could not increase or decrease their numbers. The Reds, Deads, and Bracelets enforced the rules. They were judge, jury, and executioner. In defiance of Zero's suggestions, both Santa and Seven put fingers down their throats and began to gag. The rest stiffened, some touched their stomachs, some of them simply stared at their bracelets. Junpei gingerly touched his stomach. There was a bomb inside his body. The thought of it made him queasy. His stomach felt oddly hollow and his legs were weak. Why had Zero designed such a ludicrous game? Junpei looked over at the others. You pregnant. Alright, I'm gonna ask one more time. Do any of you know anything about Zero? They were all silent, each person waiting to hear what the others would say. Finally, Santa spoke. Actually, I saw him. I saw Zero when I got grabbed. I didn't see his face, though. Son of a bitch was wearing some kind of gas mask. What the hell? Come on, guys, give me something. You know, like surprise or something? Instead, it was Santa who looked surprised. Assigned bomb at birth. There was a moment of silence, and then everyone spoke at once. Yeah, I saw him too. Me too. He was wearing a gas mask. As stories were sorted out, the truth became clear. All of their stories were the same. They had been abducted at home at midnight. The person claiming to be Zero had worn a mask. There had been white smoke, and then each person had passed out. When they awoke, they had found themselves on D-Deck, in a room with a 3-level bunk bed. Only Seven's story seemed to lack the detail of the others. Oh, me? Yeah, well, mine was just like the rest of yours. That was all he had said. It occurred to Junpei at the time that it sounded somewhat strange, but he didn't press the issue. He hadn't done so, because there was something that struck him as even stranger. You should have baked something tonight? What's stopping you from currently baking something right now at this very moment? That was the mystery of the relationship between Snake and Clover. For some reason, they had been abducted from the same room, and woken up in the same room. Huh? Junpei looked at them thoughtfully. So, what's the deal with the two of you, anyway? It was Clover that answered. Clearly, she felt she had nothing to hide. What? I'm sorry? They're siblings?
Hi.
Hey, what's up, Baffo? We're siblings. Siblings? Yes? Snake is my older brother, obviously. That means I'm his little sister. That really so hard to understand? I mean, I should have expected as much. Junpei was taken aback. The others seemed just as surprised. She is correct, of course. He laid his hand on Clover's shoulder. Are you surprised? Well, yeah, but... Why? There are other people here with connections to one another. Those two, for instance. Snake pointed at Junpei and June. I look different? No. Oh, you mean between Jumpy and me? Yes. You did say you were childhood friends, didn't you? We went to school together? Yeah. Shibi, why did you like June, but you hated Hinata at first? What the heck's up with that? June glanced at Junpei, uncomfortable with the sudden attention. Junpei felt somewhat nervous as well, and tried to scratch his head as casually as possible. Hey, you think maybe we could figure out who Zero is this way? Yeah, you're right. You connect the dots between the victims and that leads you to the perp. Textbook stuff. Junpei, June, does any of this ring a bell? Ring a bell. Ring a bell? They looked at one another, and like it was staged, they both tilted their neck at the same time. Well, perhaps he went to school with the son of a multimillionaire. A millionaire? Son? Well, someone brought this boat and set up all of this. Whoever Zero is, they must be incredibly rich. It's still 7 in the Japanese version. That's interesting. Not all dere-deres are made equal, Emmy. Well, we can't be sure of that. To me, this seems as though it's the work of an organization, not an individual. Zero is most likely simply the representative of a larger group. What sort of organization? It could be a number of things, an army, perhaps, or a research group. Perhaps this is all some sort of psychological experiment. If it is, then it's a pretty fucked up experiment. I mean, come on, the guy's dead! The word dead hung in the air, heavy and ominous. The room went quiet again. I don't know who the hell this Zero asshole is, but I know for sure he's gotta be pretty fucked up in the head to do all this. If this was all one guy, then he's got some serious issues. Even with the specter of death hanging over them, their discussions continued for some time. In the end, however, they learned nothing. Can you guys stop wasting time talking, please? By the time they finished, 1.5 of their 9 hours were gone. Dr. Pepper. All the way I had to show for was impatience. Man, look, we only got 7.5 hours. I don't think it says it like this. Look, we only got 7.5 hours left, okay? You really sure you want to just sit around? No one was willing to argue this time. Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed. Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we gotta jump when Zero says, jump. Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing. Thanks to Snake's cards, at least we have some idea of how this all works. Correct, and so long as we follow the rules, we will most likely be alright. But what? Who's going to go in which door? June looked toward the numbered doors. Oh yeah, that's right. We can't have any more than 5 people in one door. All 8 of us can't go in the same door. Then it would seem we will have to split up. Well, wait! Lotus looked terrified. I'm telling you now, there is no way in hell that I'm going into door 5. Come now, don't be selfish. Call me whatever the hell you want. I'm not going in there. If I'm going to have to walk through all that blood, then I'd rather stay here. We were doing so well. Ace shook his head sadly. Sorry, but I ain't going in there either. Someone else can go into door 5. Oh, Santa, not you too. Hey man, I just bought these shoes. If you think I'm getting some creepy dude's blood all over him, you got another think. Another think? Coming. That was the last straw. What the hell, man? Weren't you the one who kept saying we should get going? Yeah, so? Doesn't mean I wanted to go into door 5. Oh, God. There was an awkward silence. The guy was implying that he wouldn't jump if someone told him to. Jumping is fun? I don't know. I don't know if I want to jump if Zero told me to. Finally, 7 spoke. Fine. I'll go into door 5. I can't go in there alone, though. Anyone else willing to come with me? There was another long silence. This time, Snake was the one to break it. I'll go. What? Don't worry, you'll be fine. We may part now, but I'm certain we'll meet again later. How do you know that? Because I do. That's not an answer. You're going, I'm going too. I'm going into door 5. What am I going to do with you? There's nothing you have to do. Ace stepped forward. If I join you, the problem is solved, correct? 7 is 7 and Snake is 2, and if you add Clover's 4 and my 1, the digital root will be 5. I love these little, like, animations. Oh, it works perfectly. The 4 of us can go into door 5. Wait. What about the other 4? What's their digital root gonna be? Junpei did a quick mental calculation. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei remained. Their bracelet numbers were 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 6, 5. What would their digital root be? 8 plus 3 is 11, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 6 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13, 1 plus 3 is 4. Imagine if I got it wrong and I just died. He repeated what he determined. It's 4. Add up our 4 bracelet numbers and the digital root is 4. Then we can go into door 4. Yeah, that works out well. Junpei ran over the team assignments in his head one more time. 4 people would go into door 5. 7, Snake, Clover, and Ace. 4 people would go into door 4. Lotus, Santa, June, and Junpei. What's he gonna do? Prank me while I'm midair? He could, I don't know. Activate the detonator? Junpei had to ask himself if the teams were what he really wanted. Beyond door 5 was what remained of the 9th man. He never wanted to see that thing again, but something in him said it would be unwise not to examine the corpse even a little closer. Of course, if he went through door 5, he wouldn't be going with Lotus and Santa. True, it would be possible for him to bring June with him through door 5. That would mean she would have to see the horrific carnage that waited there. Junpei didn't want that. Junpei was torn. Should he stay silent and go through door 4? Or should he stop them all and insist on door 5? As he turned his options over and over in his mind, Ace spoke up. Alright then, it seems we've reached the conclusion. Shall we go? He began to walk toward door 5. Clover and Snake followed, with 7 a short distance behind. Junpei, which door do you want to go through? Choose your own adventure, dog? Wait, hold on. I want to do a poll. Okay, well, do a poll. I'm going to run to the bathroom and grab some water. You do a poll, I'll be right back. Door 4 or door 5? Alright, I'm back. The door 5? Thanks, guys. I kind of wanted to see door 1, honestly. Or sorry, door 5. That works. Alright, door 5 is the win. That's like wealth-based voting. Oh, did you do like a prediction? I have to make it the creator dashboard? I'll look into that. Hey, wait! Junpei's cry echoed across the room. The 4 people walked toward the door, stopped, and turned back toward him. I want to go through door 5 too. The words were scarcely out of his mouth when June spoke up. What? What are you saying, Jumpy? If you're going through that door, then I'm going with you. He turned around to look at her. No, you can't. I can't take you with me. Why? Well, you know what's in there, don't you? Are you sure you want to see that? June opened her mouth as if to say something, but instead closed it again and looked at the floor. Junpei felt an ache in his chest at her clear distress, but the choice was not his to make. There was nothing else he could do. Junpei turned away from June, doing his best to silence his turbulent emotions. Please, let me go into door 5. Seven scratched his head and looked at the young man. Man, now we're right back where we started, you know that? Junpei's bracelet number is 5, right? If we are going to add Junpei, then we must subtract 5 from the rest of us. Snake turned to Ace. Ace, please take good care of Clover. Oh, alright. That's fine. Don't go away. You need to listen to me, Clover. Go to door 4 with the others. No! Don't be so selfish. Snake's tone was harsh. Tears welled up in Clover's eyes. She bit her lip, did her best to fight them off. Snake's expression softened and he put his arms around Clover. He held her close and whispered into her ear. We'll be fine. Just relax. It looked as though he whispered 2 or 3 more words, but whatever they were, Junpei didn't hear them. He couldn't help but wonder what the other man had said. Snake pulled back from his sister, his eyes kind and inquiring. Okay, I understand. Her voice was barely audible from where Junpei stood. You can make a poll if you're given the title editor. Then you can go through the mod page, apparently. Okay. Before long, new teams were assembled. Those going to door 5, 7, Snake, and Junpei. Those going to door 4, Lotus, Santa, June, Ace, and Clover. 8 plus 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 4 equals 22. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Seven, Snake, and Junpei scanned their numbered bracelets in quick succession. The screen they read showed 3 asterisks. Alright then, let's go. Junpei glanced around one last time, his hand resting on the lever of the red. Okay, please be careful. Concern was written plainly across her face. Junpei looked her in the eye and gave what he hoped was a reassuring nod. He pulled the lever. Pull the lever, Kronk! With a sharp clack of a lock releasing, the door swung open. Ahead of them in the small hallway were the pitiful remains of the 9th man. For a moment, Junpei froze. Try as he might, his eyes would not leave the floor. 7 too seemed paralyzed. Her screen was black for a few seconds? Oh no. Snake, on the other hand, seemed unconcerned. He walked calmly down the bloody hallway and only stopped when he realized his companions were not following. Do you intend to kill me? I assume you haven't forgotten the door only remains open for 9 seconds, have you? He hadn't even bothered to turn around. His head was at most slightly cocked toward one shoulder. Junpei and 7 looked to one another, nodded, and threw themselves through the door. As they did, a cold tone sounded from the left wrists of all 3 men. Seven and Junpei looked down at their bracelets. On both of them, and on Snake's, a red skull had flickered to life. The detonator had begun its countdown. They had scarcely processed this information when... Now, the FMV animations glitch a little bit. With a metallic slam, the numbered door behind them swung shut. Unless they could find the device that would deactivate the detonators on their wrists, they would not be leaving the hallway. Hey! Where's the dead? The fear and urgency in Seven's face reflected what all three of them felt. Junpei spun around, searching desperately for the dead. He found it easily enough. It was on the wall, next to the closed door labeled 5. Found it, right here! As he yelled, he struck the scanner with his hand. The other two scrambled to follow suit. As soon as they finished, Snake threw the lever down. Phew. Well, it looks like it stopped. As he spoke, Junpei wiped the sweat from his forehead with a trembling hand. Gosh damn thing is gonna give me a heart attack. A muscle stood out in Seven's neck, and the corners of his mouth were twitching. Chumpy, are you alright? Are you guys okay? They could hear anxious voices, muffled but distinct, from the other side of the door. Yeah, we're fine. The detonators have been deactivated. They heard relieved sighs, and even through the door, the three men could feel the tension disperse. Alright, we're moving on. Be careful, okay? Okay. Sure thing. They heard footsteps moving away, and before long, they were alone again. Junpei looked around. The hallway hit a dead end 20 or 30 feet from where they stood. A thick iron wall blocked their way. Try as they might to force it, the wall refused to move. To the left, however, was a wooden door that looked positively inviting by comparison. In the middle of it was a plaque that read First Class. First class cabin, huh? Well, it seems like it. Let's have a look then, shall we? Without hesitation, Snake opened the door and stepped inside. Seven followed closely behind him. Junpei moved to follow them as well, but... He stopped, just short of the threshold, and looked back, not knowing why. Lying in the small hallway was a man's body, or at least what was left of it. He tried hard to avoid looking at the grisly scene, but it just wouldn't leave his mind. What had once been a man's internal organs now looked like so much vomit, as though something had chewed up and spit out the better part of his torso. It was hideous, but worse still, it was cruel. It was hard to believe the thing on the floor had once been a human. The black pool of thick blood, the lumps of glistening flesh spread across the floor, the awkward, twisted tangle of shredded intestines, the head wrenched to some grotesque, unnatural position. The man's glasses lay next to his head. The lenses were cracked and the frame bent and distorted, and next to the glasses lay a bracelet, the number 9 still displayed on its face. Lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are only 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape from the ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Suddenly, Junpei felt his stomach convulse, and a knot of muscle gripped his throat. He clapped his hands over his mouth and ran to the first-class cabin. The warriors is horror? Maybe. Sometimes. The atmosphere changed immediately. The room was gorgeous, and despite the apparent age of the ship, none the worse for wear. He looked around. Seven and Snake were nowhere to be seen. I'm sorry? There were 2 doors on the right side of the room. He opened one on his right and went through. On the other side of the door was a short hallway. He jogged down the hallway, opened the door at the end, and peeked through. There they were, to his right, busy examining something. He stepped through the door and walked toward them. What's up? Check this out. We found this thing here on the door. The red light's on. Does that mean it's locked? So I would assume. Is there any other way out? We looked around a little. Other than this door, we didn't find anything. So you're telling me that unless we can open this door, yes, we won't be going anywhere. Junpei stepped away from the door and looked around the room. Almost caused a fight amongst your players? That's funny. The room they were in looked like a bedroom. He figured the room he'd originally entered was the living room, or whatever passed for one on a ship. Alright, let's find a way to open this door. Come on, guys. Seek a way out. File about digital roots, controls during an escape. Oh. We are seeking a way out. A white desk. Feels kind of fancy. And nothing with that. It doesn't look like there's a keyhole in this door. True, but there's some strange device in lieu of one. Another pillow. Score plate A. It took Junpei by surprise. Snake, usually so calm and collected, suddenly began to move. He stared into about the room, almost frantically, clearly looking for something. No, Junpei thought, not staring. After all, he's blind. Blind or not, Snake was clearly attempting to do something. At last, Junpei could no longer contain his curiosity. I'm gonna save really quick. Would describe this game more as a thriller. Yeah, that seems like a fair, like, mild horror thriller. What are you doing? Snake waited a moment before answering. I heard something strange. Something strange? Well, never mind. It doesn't seem to be anything suspicious. I don't wish to toot my own horn, but my auditory senses are considerably more advanced than those of most humans. I notice even the slightest of noises. Right, are you gonna tell me you can hear a needle drop from a mile away? Ha! No, such a thing would be impossible. However, by listening to the sound of footsteps and breathing, as well as sound echoing off the environment, I can locate most objects. Oh yeah, that's right. When Clover fell on the big staircase a little while ago, you were at her side. Immediately. So that was... Yes, I could hear it happening. In fact, I can run quite fast. Certainly as fast as you. And should someone attempt to start a fight with me, I'm quite confident that I could defeat them. Junpei was somewhat taken aback by this revelation. He stared at Snake, skeptical. You don't believe me, do you? Care to give me a try? I must warn you, you'll no doubt regret it. Well, I suppose that's enough playing around. Let's resume our search, shall we? With a small, self-satisfied smile, Snake turned and walked away from Junpei. He's Sonic the Hedgehog. A bed with a canopy. I've seen things like this in movies and stuff, but never in real life. True, you don't see too many of these days. I can't see the details, obviously, but... I imagine it's one of those princess beds Clover is so fond of. Clover wants one of these? Yes. She wants a princess bed. Didn't I say that? You think it doesn't suit her? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Junpei, judge her by appearances, will you? And where you should not. And oop! It's totally a table with a mirror. Yes. You know, that sort of thing known as a vanity. Were you aware of that, Junpei? Of course, vanity also refers to self-love, conceit, and narcissism. As such, you could say that every day when a woman looks into one of these, she is staring at her own conceit and narcissism. Doesn't that strike you as terribly sad? Are you sure this is gonna be my favorite character, Sheepy? What's this? This isn't a score. Is this a map of the ship? A map? There's a map of the ship here. Yeah. Then I imagine it will prove very helpful. You'd best hold on to it, Junpei. Okay. It is now possible to use the map screen. Map screen. Oh, more tutorials. The map screen can only be viewed during the story sections. It is entirely different in function from the bird's eye view mode. While on the map screen, you can examine a map of the ship's floor plan, which you will acquire over the course of the story. Touch down menu to open up the menu. If you touch X map while in the menu, you'll be taken to the map screen. While there, you can scroll around the floor plan with the control pad or the stylus. Touching the green parts of the floor plan will allow you to see the bird's eye view for that room. The vibes, absolutely. Personality, TBD. Yeah, the vibes are definitely interesting. I think my favorite character so far is Ace. I like Ace quite a bit. Safe is locked. It's one of those dial locks. Doesn't have a key. We just need to get the dials in the right place and it'll open. Did you find anything? Oh, I'm getting these voices confused now. Did you find anything, Seven? Nope. How about you, Snake? I also found nothing. Another music sheet. Score plate C. Yes. Well, this feels like glass. A rectangle of glass. Transparent, I assume? I can feel something printed on the surface. What is it? A sheet of music with some C notes on it. I see, this feels like glass. A rectangular plate of glass. There's something written on the surface. Yeah, it's a sheet of music with a couple of A notes. Just A's? Yeah, that's it. Kinda weird, huh? Is Ace not a good choice? Leather suitcase. There's nothing inside. I can tell by the weight, and it makes no noise when shaken. Doesn't know what a vanity is, but knows how to read music. I think Junpei did know what a vanity was. I think that that Snake just decided to tell him anyway, like he didn't know, like mansplained it. Just 5 more plates and you will have all the notes in the world. Oh, the sink's clean. Any water? Nothing's coming out. We've got the faucet on all the way, but I can't hear anything. Bathtub is full of water. Is there ash or something in this water? It looks kinda gray. Let's just pull the plug. No, hold on. Huh? Maybe we can, I don't know, use it for something? Use it for something? Lights, huh? Hope doesn't look like there's anything hidden there. Testing. Hey, it's great to see you all here. I just flew in from New York and boy are my arms tired. Yes, thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. That's not a mic, 7. It's just a shower head. What? What the hell? You kidding me? And there we are in the mirror. What a pair. A college kid and a terrifying giant of a man in a beanie. Stuck in a cramped bathroom. This beast of a man. What would my parents say? Something wrong, Junpei? You look just real sad all of a sudden. No, nothing. I'm falling for this guy. Mans has never bathed. It's a heavy piece of paper that's been folded in half. It has score printed on the front of it. Score. That's gotta mean musical score. His pants are wet again? If that's true, then the score we just found is probably in here. At least at some point. Can I put it in here? No. There's a cover for a musical score sitting on the table. There's some sort of antique desk. Makes sense though, I guess. This whole room is full of antiques. You get a nice handful of cash for all the stuff in here. Can I combine these? No. Okay. There are a couple of lights on the wall here. Somebody spent a lot of time carving the legs of this chair. It'll snap like a twig if 7 sits on it, though. Mind your own business. You don't just say that, dude. It's a chair. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I couldn't, examine the chair. All right. I'm sorry. This couch looks just big enough for 3 people. Looks perfect for me. What? Perfect for an elegant gentleman like myself. Couch looks a lot more elegant. Hey, something you aren't saying. Never mind. Huh? There's something in the back. See if I can reach it. Just a little. Gosh damn it, that's hot. You aren't real smart, are you? Come on, of course it's gonna be hot. It's a fire. Even a monkey knows it shouldn't stick its hand in a fire. Okay, you gotta use the water to put that out, presumably. Alright, I need to look at that thing map. Where am I at? This is confusing. No, not the calculator. Why? Okay. This is confusing. Okay, I've got this door here. There's the toilet. It's a toilet. Doesn't seem to be anything in the toilet or the tank. There's some toilet paper on the wall here. Hey, good night, Ian. Nothing looks suspicious. Oh. I'm in the potty room. That's where I've already been. So that's the two things on that side. I can go in here. Lights are lit. The window, there's an iron plate nailed to it. That's a closet. Also a closet in this room, apparently. Lights back out. Just sleepy over here, going to bed early. This is a suitcase made of leather the color of rich mahogany. Well, shoot. Looks like there's nothing in it. A leather suitcase. Dang, nothing in there. There's something inside this cabinet. Yeah, I want it. Score plate G. Huh? A, G, and C, huh? It's a rectangular piece of glass. You can see right through it. And there's a couple of G notes written on it. Huh, I wonder what that means. I wonder. I get it, you're gonna use this vase, right? That's pretty clever, Junpei. We just gotta fill this thing with water. Nice. Get me out of here. Let me in the bathroom. Bath is full of gross, cloudy water. Alright, shouldn't be too hard to fill this vase up. Vase filled with water. We can go back and put out the fire. Oops. Where the F am I? Okay, here I am. Alright, time to put this fire out. About time, buddy. Let's do it. Here we go. Good job. Another success. That fire didn't stand a chance. Alright, I'll just pull this out now. Don't want to get burned, so let's pull down the sleeves. Score plate. Huh. No. And combine it with any of those things. Okay. What if I put it in the... As Junpei tucked the plate into his pocket, Seven cried out and stumbled, his balance lost. He threw out a hand and caught the wall in time to steady himself and avoid the floor, but his face was flushed and he looked startled. Hey, Seven, what the hell was that? Are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine. I just felt a little dizzy, that's all. Seven rubbed a couple of fingers across his brow and then shook his head as if to clear it. What the hell's wrong with me? First memory loss, now I'm getting dizzy for no reason. Memory loss? Junpei couldn't hide the surprise in his voice. Seven, for his part, seemed unconcerned. Right, guess I haven't told you, have I? Told the rest of them, but that must have been before you showed up. Well, the long and short of it is that I don't remember Jack from before I woke up here. Didn't realize I hadn't told you. Whoa, wait a minute. You're talking about amnesia, right? Yeah, I guess so. But why are you an amnesiac? What happened to you? If I knew that, I wouldn't really be one, would I? Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Junpei paused for a moment and stared at Seven. Are you telling the truth? Huh? Well, you look pretty calm for somebody who doesn't remember anything. If you've really got amnesia, shouldn't you be, like, upset or confused or something? Well, sure. I mean, I was pretty confused when I woke up down on D-Deck, but that was a while ago. I've had some time to get used to it. After a while, I figured it wasn't worth the trouble of worrying about it. After all, why worry about something I can't change? Well, people usually don't stay amnesiacs forever. I figure it'll work itself out eventually. That's it? That's it. Alright, that's enough talking for now. Let's get back to work. Seven gave Junpei a look the younger man wasn't sure how to interpret and turned to walk away. Somehow, though, Junpei didn't find his reassurance very reassuring. It says score on this paper. I guess you put sheet music in it? And none of these go in there, huh? Interesting. I don't really know what a score plate is. Hey, Junpei, where are you going? Didn't we come out of that door? No point in going back out there. All that's out there are a locked number door and a dead body, or what's left of it. Yeah. This game's animation is very charming. That music stand. Might as well put the music I found on it. I'll put the ceramic plate on the bottom, and the glass plates on wait a minute. What's wrong? Well, I put them all on top of each other, but they look odd. It doesn't really look like a song. Then in all likelihood, we haven't found them all. We need to find more glass plates. Where else to look? Unfortunately, there's nothing inside. I've already looked in here. The white desk. Snakes rubbing it? This is a high-quality desk. Teak. Perhaps mahogany. Wow, how can you tell? Oh, I have my ways. The small round chair. Looks like it probably goes to the vanity. And this makes me miss my own bed and sleep. I've already looked under there. Nothing there. It tastes with my skin now that I'm blind. Can't you? Let's see. What else to explore? The light switch. Nothing happens when I press it. The sink. The water doesn't appear to be working. The mirror does nothing. Old-fashioned desk adds a little class to the room. For a musical score sitting on the table. There's an iron grate in front of the fireplace? Pokemon Pocket? There are a couple lights on the wall here. I also forgot. A chair, huh? There's once a vase on this table. Let's see, anything with what I have that's interesting? Ceramic plate of some kind. It looks like a blank sheet of music. We've got AGC. Am I missing a couple of rooms? Oops. I think I've seen all the rooms. A piano keyboard. What is Snake doing? He can't play, can he? This piano, there's something amiss with these keys. You mean it's out of tune or something? No, not that. It's properly tuned, just... Well, the sounds are clearly purposefully different. The C key doesn't yield a C, but rather a different note entirely. The same goes for the D keys. They play some other note. Huh. Why do you think it's like that? Isn't it painfully obvious? Zero modified it in some way. This piano, you see, is part of one of the puzzles Zero has set for us. Perhaps if we play the keys in the correct order, something will happen. In other words, we need to play a song on the piano. I believe so. This is the locking thing. It's flashing red. That's usually not a good sign. Is that a microphone? It looks like a satellite dish. I tried using the piano. It looks like a satellite dish. Let me see. Well, judging by the feel of it... I tried the sheets too. I would guess that we are meant to produce some sort of sound, and this device will sense it and unlock. Okay, so I think we have to do the right piano things. Yeah, I've tried to put the sheets down. Even if you put all the plates we've got together, it's pretty clear that this isn't a song. There must be more of them hidden somewhere. I'm still missing something. And I can't unlock this yet. I don't have the password for that. You say I'm missing a couple of rooms? I've been in the bathroom. I've been in the toilet room. I've been in that closet. I've been in that closet. I think I've been in all the rooms. I don't think I'm missing anything. Gotta be something that I'm not clicking on. A bed. A window. There's an iron plate nailed to it. Classic. Nothing in the drawer. Yep, totally empty. Why does he say it like that? That sounds suspicious. I feel like I'm being lied to. That is what I pay you for. I can't go back out there. And I can't pick this up. Looks like it burns coke. Well, burned, past tense. It's out. There was a fire here a bit ago, but it's out now. There's an iron grate in front of the fireplace. Dang, Santa's not gonna be able to get through that grate. Huh? You mean that guy with the silver hair? No, wrong Santa. And all I have are these guys. I am not sure. Doesn't really go with 7 though. I tried pissing, and unfortunately I cannot piss. I've been banned and barred from pissing. Nothing in here anymore. Nothing inside. Nothing on the wall. Ooh, piss ban? Nothing in here either. The toilet. Nothing suspicious here, I think. You think? I can't look around this room at all. There's a plug on the end of this chain. Alright, why don't we just drain this water? Oh, that was Jinbei. Yeah, good plan. Hey, where's that thing? A good tug ought to be enough to get it out. Huh? Aha! Then we got A, B, C, D. We're missing G. We're missing... Alright, A, B. We got A. Don't have B. Or C or D. There's nothing in the bathtub anymore.
Huh?
Oh? But is this enough? The musical places in it, you put the music we found. Gotta put the ceramic plate on the bottom and then stack the glass plates on top of it. Alright, good. Sweet, now I can play the music. Junpei, would you be so kind as to play the piano? I am unable to, you see. I'm sure I needn't tell you, but the keys on this piano are not what you might expect them to be. C won't be C, D won't be D, and so forth. You must listen carefully to determine which keys to strike. Do you understand? Yeah. Alright, let's give this a shot. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Okay. So then 2 up from that, right? No. These keys make no sense. Okay, so this I don't have to worry about knowing music. These don't actually make any logical sense. Okay, the black keys don't do anything? No. There we go. Boop, boop. Okay, what I need to do is I need to get... no. Oh, gosh, dude. Oh, no, 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 Mario. Okay. And it's gonna be this guy again. Oh, no. That's 1 bar lower. So no, it's not that one. What? Shimata! The slight delay is getting me. That's way too high. Nope. Oh wait, it's this key. Whoops. Oh. And I oop. No. Oh my lord, kill me. I'm messing this up. Hold on. Cut this from the stream. Cut this from the stream. There goes that, and then it's this, and then it's third. No, it's second key. Yes. First key. Third key. Fourth key. Fourth key. You got a full art Lapras? Let's freaking go. And that's third key, that's second key, and then it's first key. Ooh, mama! Oh, you effing bitch. Do make me play the effing hour tick song. And we're done. Music is not my forte. Wait, what was that noise? Junpei, we did it. Looks like it worked. I heard something unlock over by the exit. Let's go. Good plan. Stand. Bow. Be seated. Well, I guess he hasn't forgotten that. At least Snake thinks it's funny. Yes, I suppose that was the classroom bell. Oh no, it's the classroom bell. That's right. Wasn't it? I don't imagine that's what Zero was thinking of, however. No, Zero almost certainly meant to suggest Westminster, not middle school. Westminster? The palace in London that plays host these days to the Houses of Parliament. You've heard of Big Ben, the famous clock tower, yes? Oh no, okay, I was right. Big Ben plays that very collection of notes on the hour. London, the capital of England, huh? At any rate, the door is now unlocked. Let's leave this place immediately. Like, what about that safe, though? All right, let's go. You found it. Yeah, I'm going to save and then I'm going to stop for now. But this is fun. I'm enjoying this a lot, actually. No art from you this stream? Fine. It's fine. Oh, so Sheep, you didn't send me a meme. Oh, Lord Ivy! Oh, my lord! I'm sure everything will be safe. Stupid effing. Stupid effing. Alright. We got 2 arts. Let's go. Let's go with this one, bada boom, save. Unfortunately, one of the people isn't here to get the praise they so dearly deserve. Go image. This is the OC, the new character for a D&D game, and this is their patron. Look at that. No visible legs, always floating, always followed by a trail of cherry blossom petals. 9 tails made of pink and purple flames. Ooh. Yeah, I love the colors on this. Love just the energy of the expression. The headpiece. I forget what you said it was based on, Cheapy, but it's very cool. Love the look of the flames. I mean, I already complimented this to them privately, but love the cherry blossoms on the kimono. Love the blue. Yeah, the lantern. That's right. Love the coloring on the blue flames, the sparkle over top of them. Looks fantastic, like a little galaxy in their tails. Love it. Love it. And then we got a little bit of art from my friend Ian, Crazy Gerard 99, who was just here. This is their OC Yuffie. Love the wings on that. Love the expression on this. I didn't make a PNG tuber of our cat. My partner did. But yes, this is one of our cats, Ivy. What's up, Spixie? We're just about to end stream. I love the expression on this. The super cute hands, just super adorable expression. Love the colors on this. The encompassing wings are super beautiful. So much detail in the wings too, as well. This looks great. Love the simplistic coloring on the hair and everything. It's very poppy colors. Has a very nice vibrant edge to it. How are you doing, Spixie? I'm about to find somebody to raid, but how are you doing? While I'm doing that, if anybody wants to join the Discord, we do have that here. If you want to get notified when I'm going live, that is the best place to do it, I think. You're doing well? Yeah, I'm doing really well. I'm really enjoying this game. It's the first time that I've played 999, but I am enjoying it. Let's see. Sorry, let's go. You know what? Let's just raid into Sam again, right? Let's do Sam raid 2 days in a row, gamers. Why not? Why not? After all, why not? Let's go ahead and raid into Sam, folks. We're playing some more Elder Scrolls 5. Not sure if you've ever heard of this game. It's kind of a new game. They just released it, but they're playing some Elder Scrolls. Has some crazy lore, crazy stuff in that game. But thank you all for being here. 9 viewers. That's insane. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Everyone here means a lot to me, so thank you for being here. Thank you to the new folks who stopped by, whether you were lurking or if you chatted. Appreciate it. Like Cerule, super appreciate that. Hope to see you around another time. Hope to see you around for another stream. Hopefully I was enjoyable to watch. We'll be back next week with some more Subnautica. And then I will be playing some more 999 on Tuesday. Yes, Tuesday. All right, folks, I will see you then. Good night. Thank you all for being here. I'm super happy we're making a community like this. So I appreciate you all being around and hanging out here. So I will catch you all later. Good night, folks. See ya.